Unit 11. The End of the World. Oxygen has become increasingly scarce on the planet's surface, except near the few remaining areas of trees. In other news, acid rain and water pollution have reached an all-time high. The TV blanked off. The lights sputtered, came back on, and then suddenly died. "I think the generator has broken down again," said Zoe. She fumbled in the drawer for the torch and turned it on. "I'll go fix it." Zoe opened the cabin door and stepped outside. The others could hear her moving about in the basement. In a minute, she was back, looking very green. "We've used up all the petrol," she said. "There's no more left. The generator is useless without it." "How can we live without electricity?" asked Max, worry causing his brow to furrow. "I'm okay without lights," said Hannah optimistically. "We can live without radio or TV. We'll just wake up with the sun and go to sleep when it's dark. We can use water from the lake to wash our clothes and bathe. And we can find a way to make candles if we really need to see in the dark." "But we can't live without boiling our water," said James, looking at the hot plate plugged in on the kitchen counter. "I think there are a few cases of bottled water in the basement," said Hannah. "We can drink those." "We've nearly finished them," said Max. "What will we do when our bottled water runs out?" The four were quiet for a moment. Hannah looked through the window at the trees surrounding the cabin. The silvery shimmer of the lake glimmered just beyond the trees. Then she glanced over at the empty fireplace. "We could chop some wood and build a fire. We can boil our water that way." The other three looked at her. "You know we can't do that," said James. "Once the trees are all gone, our oxygen will be gone too. Trees are the only things cleaning carbon dioxide from the air and replenishing our oxygen. And these," he pointed out of the window, "these are some of the last trees left on Earth." The four were silent again. It was an unbearable silence. "Well, we need to do something if we want to survive," said Zoe at last. "What should we do?" asked Max. "We can start with drinking the bottled water in the cellar," said Zoe. "We'll ration it, so it doesn't disappear too quickly. After we've drunk all that, we'll go back to collecting rain and lake water. Drinking rainwater and water straight from the lake will be like drinking poison. You know that water isn't potable," argued James. "We won't drink it straight," said Zoe. "We'll chop wood to build fires and boil our water that way, like what Hannah has suggested." "Do you mean chopping down the trees?" asked Max, alarmed. "Not right away," said Zoe. "First, we'll search for thick branches that have already fallen onto the ground. We can use trees for kindling, and the branches will hold us over for a little while. until we come up with another plan. Then she looked around at the log walls of the cabin. This cabin is made of wood. Another option is to chop the cabin down piece by piece and use it to build our fires. It's a fairly large cabin, so it should last a while. It might last a while, but after our cabin has disappeared, where will we live? Asked James. We have tents, said Zoe. And after we have burnt the last piece of cabin wood, what will we do? Asked Max. Then we will start cutting down the trees, answered Zoe. What happens when we're chopping down the last trees? Asked James, his voice rising. We wait, answered Zoe calmly. For rescue? Asked Hannah. No, for the end of the world.